Now, telecom subscribers who have not registered their SIM cards have exactly a month to do so or lose their numbers. But data from the Ghana Telecoms Chamber shows registration numbers have fallen by 98% since an extension was announced. It appears the public have relaxed because of the extension, and this extension is coming at a cost to telcos, and they cannot afford another one. Well, the Chamber of Telecommunications is calling for sanctions for subscribers who still have not registered. Listen to Chief Executive of the Telecoms Chamber, Dr. Ken Ashigbe, speak to us yesterday on the marketplace.
When you run through the data, you find out that when it was getting close to July, that's when a lot more people started, going to the various centers. And so the last minute attitude is something that is there. So what we definitely need to do is to be able to separate those who do not have the Ghana card. And so no matter what you do, they will not be able to register. But for those who have, and if you look at the large chunk between those who have done the the first step and those who have done the biometric capture, that's still a lot of Ghanaians. So in the coming days, industry working together with a regulator under the policy direction of the minister, there would be some discomfort that will start happening. A typical example would be that you would want to make, if you have not registered, you would want to make a call, and then it will direct you to say, if you really want to complete this call, then go and get your SIM registered. You might be able to receive calls from those who have registered, but for you who want to make a call, maybe for some days, you would not be able to make the call till you go and get your biometric capture done. And once you do that, then you'll be able to make the call. The good thing is that now when you go to most of these centers, there are no queues there. So those who have Ghana cards would definitely be able to register. And we know that the self-registration app has also been deployed. So for our brothers and sisters who are in the diaspora, or for those of you who have enough resources, and you're very busy, you can pay 5 CDs and then get yourself registration.
But how is that going though?
Well, I know that it's just been launched. I'm sure there's going to be some advertisements to educate people, because what will happen is that when you do your 404, there is a unique code that is given to you, and that unique code you need to input it in once you are doing your registration. One of the recommendations I would give to the technical people behind this is that the point at which you make the payment should be deferred.
So that was Dr. Ken Ashigbe speaking to us yesterday on the marketplace. Joining us, Apia Kusiadmako, who is country coordinator of CAS International, with a reaction to this. Yesterday when I spoke with Dr. Ashigbe, Mr. Kusiadmako, I told him, well, I'm not surprised it's a decline by 98%. It's just alarming, and it makes, I don't know what to say, nonsense of the extension, really. Because some of us were advocates of it, but it looks like the public is taking it for granted. Your reaction? You're muted. You're muted, sir. I'm not too sure if Apia Kusiadmako can hear me. We'll try and re-establish connection with him. But let's turn to this other story. Small and medium enterprises. Okay, I'm told he can hear us now. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, you're making a point.
So I think this posture of subscribers was expected when the extension was given. And so for us, if you would recall, in our press release that we issued, we suggested that though it was necessary for the minister to extend the registration timeline, it's also important to put some level of limitations on all unregistered SIM card between this extension period. So that people will not wait till the latter end and then go and queue up, and it also becoming another a public health hazard. But I think the ministry, in extending the deadline, did not account for the human behavior.
Okay, and so you agree with Dr. Shigbe when he talks about some sanctions, right?
Yes, I think the sanctions should rather be put on the SIM cards that have not been registered, so that if you have not been registered, you can only send or receive 50 Ghana cedis Momo a day. If you have not been registered, you can only talk on your phone for 20 minutes a day. If you have not been registered, you can only browse up to, let's say, 50 megabytes a day. So these are some form of sanctions for unregistered SIM card. When we do this, they will take the limitation on their SIM card and take advantage by registering, said that they will not have any restriction again. And I think I'm in support with that.
Anything else we can do aside from the restrictions, do you think?
I think so far the restriction is what would actually compel a lot of people to register. And mind you, because the mobile SIM card has been sanitized, most of the SIM cards that have not been sanitized, some of them, the criminals may be using those things to do their fraud, their criminal activities. So it is high time the ministry places restrictions on unregistered SIM card, so that we don't, innocent people are not fleeced by this bunch of thieves who are having lots of unregistered SIM cards in their possession.
We also talked about the self-service app, and it turns out the number of downloads is not as impressive or as huge as we would have expected. Do you think that the self-service app in itself is a good opportunity or good way for others to register their SIMs if they haven't yet?
I think the self-service app is better late than never. But most of the people who would have used the self-service app might have taken advantage of the early stages of the registration they have registered. Those who have not been able to register, most of these guys are now getting their app, their Ghana card in place. And so, but I think, as Dr. Shigbe said, it will be very, very important for the Ministry of Communication and the telecos to kind of popularize this self-service app and the process so that it can get the needed attraction across the landscape. All
right. Apia Kusi-Adumako, Coordinator, CATS International, appreciate your time and your reaction to this story. We have been running about a 98% decline in numbers when it comes to SIM card registration, with exactly a month from today for that deadline to be up.